Hello and welcome to Programming Rush. In this video, we are going to learn the difference between a stateless widget and a stateful widget. So let's start. So a stateless widget is a widget that does not require mutable state. And so what it means that when a widget has been created in the user interface, it cannot be changed and it does not require any state purpose. Like if you see in our example, these values are once created, cannot be changed. They do not need any mutable object. Okay, so to make them change. Even if you see the whole length of the list, it contains 100 items, and we cannot do anything in this stateless widget to make it 101 during the app is running. What we can do is just increase the count in the item count to 101, and then when the widget is been rebuilt during the hot reload, it will be going to again change the UI and it will be going to be constant. So it is useful when you do not want to change the configuration, like, or do not change the user interface. Like suppose instead of a list page, you have a about page, and there is nothing to be changed in the about page by the user interaction. Like in this list, we may need to add some more items, and we need to make it change with the help of user interaction. And always the applications need some type of interaction, and stateless widget does not provide that. Instead, we use the stateful widget, which helps us to make the things change during the user interaction. Like now, as you can see, we have created a stateful widget, and we have named it as the item list. If you see in our code that we made the change, in the home we passed a widget that is called the item list, and item list extends a stateful widget. But wait, what is a stateful widget? Let's see it. A stateful widget has a mutable state. And what does that mean? It means that, let's see, in our application, all the items have a mutable state, and we can change the state of the item. Like in this state, current state, the things are like there are 100 items in this whole list, but what we can do, we can change the state to have 200 items or 300 items or 50 items, like that. Okay, and we use the function called set state. We will be learning what is set state, and we will be also using it, but for now set state changes the state of the widget. Okay, and using the set state we can change the count from 100 to 200 or 50, like that. And let's have our hands on how to implement them. Okay, so let's start one by one. So what happens here is that we are calling a function, a widget, that is we are loading a widget that is a stateless widget. Inside it we have a material app, and in the home we pass a widget that is a stateless widget. And in the stateless widget, what we do, we build a list view with the list style widget. As you can see, these are all list styles. Okay, these are all list styles with a account circle icon in the front, in the leading part, a title, a subtitle, and we have the item count set to the item count variable, which is set to final, because in the stateless widget there cannot be any change, so we need to set everything to final. That is a very simple thing. Okay, and we nothing have to change. There is nothing called set state. Okay, so this is the very constant thing. The basic boilerplate code is like we do write class item list extends stateless widget. This is a very simple thing. Then we define our variables, and then we return our code or return our widget, and we can use those variables like this, but we cannot change them. They do not have any state. This is a static thing. Okay, now we will explore the stateless widget. Stateless widget is the very simple widget, but stateful widget has many more interaction like things. Now we change the same code to a stateful widget. So what the code says, we will be moving to the UI part later, but first of all understand the code. It creates a class that is same name like we created. We can name it anything you want. I set it item list, you can set anything. And this is a stateful widget. It extends the functionality of stateful widget. It has a mutable state. Okay, it has an information on it itself, that's the state, and it then overrides the create state function. Okay, when it creates the mutable state for this widget in the given location in the tree. In the tree, it creates a state for this item list widget, and then it overrides, so it needs to pass this state also. This is the state. Okay, this whole code is the state. Okay, as you can see, we are extend the state purpose, which is the type of item list. In the when we write in this part, this means it is the part of this is a type of this class, and this class is what? Item list widget. So this extends the state, and in this state we are defining a widget which has been returned, and we don't need to write it final. We can keep it like this, and we can also change it. Okay, and again these parts of codes are same, but how can we change? Now here comes the interesting thing. Like what we can do is, now we have our code, like we created a column, and inside it we placed the list view builder, and this expanded is nothing but to make the change like fit the list in the maximum part. We use the expanded one. Then we place the divider, and then we place the elevated button, like a button for interaction. Now what this button does on pressing is, we call this set state function and change the item count to add 10 more to it. And in the item count we have to set to item count, and its predefined values is 100. We can change it to 10 also. To see the difference better, we can change it to 10 as well. Now if we scroll down and do a hot reload, a hot restart, we are just having 10 items, as you can see. Okay, now when we press the load more, what happens is, you see that the item count increases to 20. We again press load more, again the item count increases to 30. So what is happening every time? That first of all, what we did, we extend a stateful widget, and a stateful widget, you need to create a state, and to create a state we override it, the create state function, and pass our own state, that is of type state of item list. Okay, and inside it we place the same code in this, like this stateless widget, but here we have an extra functionality of set state. Okay, the method to write it is set state, and then in the brackets we have nothing to pass. We are just making it is a function call type. Okay, and we can just change the item count to be +1 also. You can save it like this, and then you can see that only one item is added at once. I'm just spreading couple of times, and you can see that the item is added accordingly. So this is the very basic difference of stateless widget and stateful widget. Another thing that you get in the stateful widget functionality is not in the stateless widget, in its state. Okay, what it does, during the state is being created, okay, then what you can do some things. Okay, like you can initialize your database, you can call some APIs, you can change some values. Like what I will do, you do not need to set state here. Instead you can set it directly to 50. Okay, and I need to save it, but you won't see the change now. But what I need to do is do a hot restart, because this init state is called only when the state is being created, and here the state is being created. Now when we hot restart, the whole UI is being refreshed. Okay, that means rebuilt. Now it is being done. We can check. You can see that we have set it to 10, but the item count is set to 50, and you can see now we are just pressing the load more, and it is increasing the count. So that's it for this tutorial, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you like the video, please press the like button, and don't forget to subscribe Programming Rush. See you in the next video. Thank you.